So the first thing we have to do is clean all this shit up. Literally. This stuff has been bashing around the Dutch countryside for over a year now. It's worn, dirty and stuff I showed you the other day. So what we do now is we just put it in water and let it sit for a while, and afterwards we clean this stuff up. The stuff I will be using for dyeing is this stuff. It's from a company called Dylan. I believe it's from the UK or Australia. I use the ebony black. There's instructions on the back. I haven't read them yet, so I will do so shortly. Basically, it's hot water or boiling water. And this is a powder, black powder. It's a dye usually for textiles, but it works excellently on plastics as well. So now everything is nice and clean and ready to be dyed. Nasty stuff. Let's put in the stuff. This is really nasty stuff. Okay, apparently you have to let it sit in there for quite some time to make sure that everything is submerged. Coffee. Well, there's some minor wear, but nothing to be afraid of. So probably why the diff was wobbly was because of the housing. The housing probably was worn a bit. It's plastic, so I guess that's the thing. So what we'll do, we'll transfer these gears. We'll clean them up, obviously. I will decrease them and we'll clean them up, and we'll transfer them to the fast lane machine box. So that's one point of worries less. The other points of worries we have right here. Shocks. There's a front, what's bent out of shape, and this is a rear, same problem. I do have a spare shaft for this one. I do not have spare shafts for these. What I know of these shocks is I already refurbished them once, and the bell caps, they kept coming loose. So I think the thread either in the bell caps or in this part of the shock is worn. So the thing I have to think about is, okay, am I going to do a refurbishment once more? That's option one. Option two is try to get some second-hand shocks, either standard or ultras, on the cheap. See if I can have them fit in the Rustler, or treat myself to a real nice present and buy some new ones. For instance, the Integis, the XSR or XRS, I don't know by heart. They look really neat, the piggyback. But okay, that will set you back for, let's say, another $50 or something. So that's one of the things I have to think about. These are for steering. Well, it's bent. I'm gonna try to set it straight, but you never get them really straight, do you? So that's something I have to think about. These turnbuckles, stuff like that, something really funny through the period. These are for the rear, but they don't match. So obviously I thought it was okay, or I did a field repair on the quick, and they are glued, so they have already been broken. I glued them in there, so I cannot adjust them. So these probably have to be replaced. These are still okay as far as I can see, but heavily damaged. So I have to think about that as well. So that's, if you want the blue anodized, or they cost a lot of money, and these will have to be replaced, and I will go for RPM for that. So that's in terms of money. The essentials, there's one last one, is this. It's still the old-fashioned, it's not the 2.4 gigahertz, it's the 27 megahertz with the big antenna, so I'd like to replace this as well, but it's not a real requirement, it's just nice to have, but we'll see what we can come up with, trade with, whatever in the near future. Shaken, not stirred. Plastics are still being dyed. I'm trying to figure out this Fastlane machine sealed diff. There were some rubber O-rings, they fit in this part, but you have to really push them inside, otherwise it will not fit. It does fit now. What I cannot seem to understand is why they only added 2 of these. It's obvious that for a complete set you need 4 of them. Luckily I still have the old ones, 4 of them. So I'm not sure I'm going to use these. Probably not. They fit, I tried it. And then there's these little O-rings. They have to fit right over there. Around these axles. Seems to me that it will generate a lot of heat, so I hope this rubber O-ring is strong enough to withstand all the heat when you're driving really fast. So, well, the results are in. It's not a complete success, but now this was, of course, this was already black, but it really looks brand new. It's still wet. It's not a problem. Here's another example. Looks brand new, and that's nice. Looks really nice. Even the antenna straw, just a bit of blue in there. Well, that brings us to the next issue. This is the chassis. As you can see, it's not black at all. It's dark gray and has a greenish something. The blue of the A-arms is still there. And a buddy of mine just came over to have a look of what I was doing. It's probably a matter of using too big a basin with water, so the dye was diluted too much. So I probably have to do this again. And I'm going to do this again because what I want the effect is to be really black and not a darkish gray. So the thing is that the container to put the dye in has to be really deep and long in order to cover the complete chassis. You cannot do it in a pan or something. So I need to find a long bucket. Either put it in like this and turn it around halfway the process. We'll see what happens. And put these arms in there again. So they are darker, but you can still see the bluish coming through. So we have to do that again as well to make them really black. We will get there in the end. See you guys, this is the stuff I needed anyway. Let's see at the bottom. This is in euros. 39 euros. So that's turnbuckles, front and back, and steering buckles, basic shocks, front and rear. The list from another supplier. They don't have the toe link turnbuckles. So you see here the total list is already 53 euros and 60 cents for a list that's lacking one item. So I was looking on the internet and checked out some other shops, and I found something truly amazing. Truly amazing. This. Before you start saying, well, you cheater, you just bought a new car, stand by me. You just saw the way things were going financially, beyond limits. I'll show you. Hang, stand by. Okay, I bought this here box. So let's see what's in the box. Obviously, there's not a complete Rustler. But what I will tell you is what I bought This is the way I picked it up from the guy. Okay, I'll explain what I... Ta-da! It's a Rustler chassis. I got it with the box. And, well, that's all there. And with all the documentation and goodies, the clips for the shocks, the owner's manuals, what else? The stickers. So there's no body, there's no electronics, there's no all that stuff that's not there. It's just a chassis with the gearbox. Now let's go over this. What I needed 4 shocks, 2 in front, 2 in the rear. These are brand new. So that's the shocks. I needed the turnbuckles, the front, the toe links and the turnbuckles, and the rear. Okay, this is what I needed, and you also, it was 39 was my cheapest offer from one of the suppliers. What did I pay for this? I paid 49 euros for this. 49 euros. So I spent 10 euros more than was required. It was what, 39 euros, let's say 41 actually with shipping, so it's 8 euros more I spent. What did I get for 8 euros? I got all these spare parts. I have all the new screws that I was thinking about buying. I have new screws everywhere. I have a completely new chassis. I do have a VXL chassis. My older chassis was a regular, was an XL5. If I do want to replace the gears because I don't trust them for the Fastlane machine differential, there is a new differential in here. And I got all these nice documentation. The guy even gave me the tools. I already know a buyer for this one. So, that's a good deal. Now, the following problem presents is, how much of this do we keep? And how much of the old Rustler do we use? Because, yeah, this is pristine and new. Well, you know what? Join in next time. And you'll see what happens then. Thanks for watching. Bye. Peace.